Welcome back. All right, it is Saturday, so here we go. We got a 12-game Saturday. So you'll notice the handwriting a little different parts of the board because Yvonne helped set this up for me. So many thanks to my wife. So 12 games, as I said, 3 of them are matinees, so we'll get those reviewed before the night's games get started. We'll have the 9 evening games then get started, and I'll review those 9. Then it's power rankings, it's preview for Sunday, and my day finishes. But it's a full day. 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, it starts with Boston, Arizona, and I already have the board set up, ready to go in the morning. Arizona's 13-10-2 so far this season. They are 6-4 over their last 10. Carconi, 12 goals, 3 assists, 15 points. Dursey, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points for him on the blue line. So for this one, I've picked 1 forward and 1 defenseman. On the Boston front, they're 17-5-3 to start the season. They are 5-4-1 in their last 10. I did see a comment asking about why do you go last 10? Why not go last 5? I think last 10 gives you a better idea, a better picture of how things have gone over the last few weeks. So that's why I go with last 10. Marchand, 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points. He has been very good. He might be Boston's best forward over the last few weeks. Lindholm, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. If McAvoy's going to be out of the lineup tomorrow and there's a chance he won't play, they're going to need Lindholm to step up as he did last year. And he had a great run last year, so, we'll see if he can start that up then. So that'll be the only game on at that time. And then at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, New Jersey and Calgary. They have their first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on February the 8th in New Jersey. As I think I mentioned, January 9th, Arizona hosts Boston, right? Anyways, all right. So New Jersey and Calgary. New Jersey's 13-10-1. They're coming off of that win against Seattle, which followed up the win against Vancouver. So they're 6-4 in their last 10. Jack Hughes, 10 goals, 23 assists, 33 points. Fantastic run for him. Marino, 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points. If you're talking about underrated defensemen right now, I might go with Marino. On the Calgary side, they're 11-12-3 overall. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. They are so close to a good record, to having a nice little run going here. Coleman, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points, has been very good lately. So's Weegar, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points for Mackenzie Weegar. Also at 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock Pacific, so I already have a board set up for these 2 games as well. Look forward to the mascot magnets being used again, because I'm using those ones, the big mascot ones. Vegas and Dallas. So these teams have met twice and they've been close. So October 17th, it was a 3-2 shootout win for Vegas. On November 22nd, it was a 2-1 overtime win for Vegas. So we'll see how things go in this one. 17-5-5 record overall for the Vegas Golden Knights. They are 4-2-4 in their last 10. Michael Amadio has been very good the last couple weeks. Wanted to have him on the board. 5 goals, 10 assists for him. And Korczak. So with Shea Theodore out, Korczak stepped in. I think he's done well. 13 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. One of those young players that Vegas has. They do have some good young players there. On the Dallas front, they're 15-7-3. They are 4-4-2 in their last 10. Duchesne's been quite good lately. 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points for him. And Harley already has 6 goals from the blue line, so he's on pace for about 20 goals. I didn't see that coming. 4 assists with those 6 goals, 10 points overall. Then we get into the evening games, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. We got 4 games starting then. So Saturday's nowhere near as busy for me as Thursday and Tuesday. Montreal and Buffalo. So yeah, I'm wearing Buffalo. Risky, right? Because Buffalo not known for back-to-back wins recently. October 23rd, Montreal beat them 3-1. So yeah, there's some risk here. The next meetings will be January 4th as well as February 21st. Montreal 11-12-3 overall. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10. Caulfield, 7 goals, 13 assists, 20 points. Again, he's producing about a point per game. Yeah, you want more goals, but what are you going to do? Matheson's been very good. 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 points. At least offensively, he's been very good. On the Buffalo side, they're 11-14-2. They're coming off of a win against the Boston Bruins. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10. Tage Thompson's been heating up. 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. So coming back from an injury, he's looked pretty good. We'll see how things work out for him. Dahlin, 6 goals, 15 assists, 21 points. Again, I think Dahlin's had a really strong first quarter of the season and has continued to, into the second quarter, have that same strong run. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Ottawa and Detroit. Who knows what you're going to get in this one. Ottawa coming off of a game last night against Toronto that maybe they should have won. Detroit coming off of a game against San Jose they definitely would have won, but they just couldn't stay focused. So they've split the first 2 meetings. Detroit wins 5-2 on October 21st. November 16th, Ottawa wins in overtime 5-4. The fourth and final meeting will be January the 31st. Ottawa's 10-11 so far this year. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They are very busy in December. They need to rack some wins up. Tkachuk's got 13 goals with 6 assists, 19 points. So the goals are there for Brady Tkachuk. Sanderson, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points for Sanderson. And Jake Sanderson, I think, has been a good story. On the Detroit side, they're 14-7-4. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. Lucas Raymond, 9 goals, 13 assists, 22 points. I think he's had a very good run. It's easy to kind of overlook that with all the other star players in Detroit, including Seider, who has 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. So both Seider and Raymond had a bit of a dip in their sophomore seasons. They've both taken off again in year 3, as many predicted. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Nashville and the Toronto Maple Leafs. On October 28th, Nashville won in overtime 3-2. We'll see what happens in Toronto. Nashville 14-12, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. Nashville's playing really, really well. Nyquist, 3 goals, 15 assists for Nyquist, so he's up to 18 points. He's been a big part of the reason that this team's gone on the run they have. And Yossi having another good, strong year. 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points for him. On the Toronto side, they're 13-6-4. They are 7-1-2 in their last 10. Nylander, 13 goals, 17 assists, 30 points for William Nylander. And Riley, 3 goals, 14 assists, 17 points. I like Morgan Riley. I think he's a good defenseman. And, of course, for Nylander, he's on the expiring contract, all that other fun stuff. Toronto's going to have a big game to fight off a Nashville team that's looked really good and quite confident lately. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. This is the first of 4 meetings. They'll meet again December 27th, January 13th, and January 14th. So over the next month, they're going to get to know each other pretty well. The Rangers are 18-5-1. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Panarin, 16 goals, 21 assists, 37 points. Absolutely fantastic run. A lot of heart talk about Panarin. It's early in the season to talk about the heart, but I understand why the excitement's there. Jacob Trouba, 2 goals, 10 assists, 12 points. We always talk about his hits and his borderline hits too, but Trouba's a pretty good producer as well. On the Washington front, they're 12-8-3 overall. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Tom Wilson, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Maybe their best offensive player over the last couple of weeks. Carlson on the blue line is really their main threat when it comes to points. 1 goal, 13 assists, 14 points. I was like, I can pull another player, but yeah, Carlson's the most fascinating of all their defensemen if you're talking about points. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, the LA Kings in against New York Islanders. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again March the 11th in LA. The Kings are 16-4-3, and it's an 11-game winning streak to start the year. And for Kings fans, I did you a favor. I didn't make a video about it. So we'll see if it's a 12-game winning streak tomorrow, and then maybe I'll make a video about it after that. So they're 8-2 in their last 10. They're playing really, really well. Fiala, 6 goals, 17 assists, 23 points for him. He's been quite good. Doughty, maybe an underrated defenseman at this point in his career. He has 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. You don't hear much talk about the Norris when it comes to Doughty, but he's playing big minutes, and he's playing well. On the Islanders front, they're 11-7-7. They're 6-1-3 in their last 10. So again, they've only got 1 regulation loss in their last 10, but they have 6 wins in their last 10. We'll see how it goes. But that was an impressive win over Columbus. And Horvat's got things going. He has 9 goals, 14 assists, 23 points. Dobson, excellent on the blue line. 5 goals, 18 assists, 23 points for Dobson. So, yeah, that could be a fun game, and it might end up being a pretty high-scoring game, too. That would be my thought on that. Anyways, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 6th game. And then there's the 7th, and then the late game starts. So again, not too bad of a night, comparatively speaking, with what I was dealing with on Tuesday and Thursday. So St. Louis and Chicago, this is the second of 4 meetings. They met on November 26th. St. Louis won that one 4-2. They'll meet again December 23rd as well as April the 10th. St. Louis, with the loss tonight, they've dropped to 13-12-1, so they need to turn things around here. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Jake Neighbors, 10 goals, 1 assist, 11 points. I know Neighbors has a ridiculous shooting percentage and it's not sustainable, but still, 10 goals are 10 goals. Krug, 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points. Just imagine if they'd made that trade in the offseason that they wanted to, and Krug was going to Philly and Sanheim had gone to St. Louis. Sanheim's been excellent for Philly. I think Philly's really fortunate that trade didn't go through when it was supposed to, because Krug apparently wouldn't go to Philly. Think about it. Anyways, on the Chicago front, they're 8-16-1 overall. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10. Bedard, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points, remains their best overall offensive player. Seth Jones, just the 10 assists, no goals, but I'm going to say it. I think Seth Jones is playing better this year than he did last year. I think he's been all right. I'm not saying like Norris level, but I think he's been all right. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between Philadelphia and Colorado. And this is where we find out how good Philadelphia really is, right? So this is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Philadelphia on January the 20th. The Flyers are 14-10-2 overall. Over their last 10 games, they're 6-3-1. Sean Couturier, 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points. Sanheim, 2 goals, 16 assists, 18 points. So again, Sanheim, really, really good run so far this year. Couturier is one of the best two-way forwards in the game yet again. And Colorado's going to try to shut all that down. They're 16-8-2. They're 5-3-2 over their last 10. So Colorado, a bit of a drop in terms of their record recently. McKinnon's been quite good, though. 10 goals, 26 assists, 36 points. And Devon Taves, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. Last I heard, Makar's they may get him back. They probably get him back, but Taves is the guy if Makar's not ready. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. Tampa Bay and Seattle. So Seattle trying to turn things around. Now you got the Bolts coming in. Tampa Bay is going to be mad coming off that loss against Nashville. So these teams met October 30th. It was a 4-3 overtime win for Seattle. We'll see what happens in this one. Tampa Bay's 12-11-5. The overtime loss shouldn't surprise anybody. It has been an issue for them, although not as much recently. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10. Hagel, 10 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. Has been very good, around a point per game. Sergachev, 2 goals, 15 assists, 17 points. While Hedman's back to being the number 1 defenseman for points, and overall, Sergachev's still right there. On the Seattle front, they're 8-13-6, I should say. I shouldn't start adding losses before they've happened. 3-5-2 in their last 10. Tolvanen, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points for Eeli Tolvanen. He's been excellent when he's been on. And Larson, a goal and 6 assists. It feels like I was talking about Larson not getting points for a while there, and now he's got 7 points. So kudos to him for picking up some points. Also at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, meaning no 7:30 starts. We have Carolina and Vancouver. This could be fascinating. You have a team that needs defense and goaltending, and on the other side, you have a team that's defense has been shaky since the Soucy injury, and so their goaltending's been excellent, but yeah, there's been some defensive miscues on the Vancouver side, so this could end up being a wild game. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Carolina on February the 6th. Carolina, 14-11-1 overall. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Necas, 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points for Necas. He's been very good. Orlov, you feel like Orlov needs to pick up some more points. He has a goal and 9 assists thus far for the Carolina Hurricanes. Vancouver 17-9-1, coming off of that impressive win against Minnesota, and they're going to have to play that way again. Try to be stingy, frustrate Carolina, get to a lead, make them doubt themselves, that kind of thing. They're 5-5 in their last 10, Vancouver is. Besser, 18 goals, 13 assists, 31 points. He was a post away from that 19th goal last night, too. And Hronek, 2 goals, 23 assists, 25 points, has been excellent for Vancouver this year. Hughes gets a lot of the attention, but Hronek's right there. So let me know your thoughts, including your winners of these games, in the comments section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. And I wanted to throw this in at the end as well. I know that like stats that are on this board you could find elsewhere. I've seen that in preview videos. But the preview videos, at one point in time, I thought about just retiring. And then it was quite obvious to me that there was a certain very vocal, small part of the community that watches Hockey Guy videos that really enjoyed the previews. So they're still here, and they're not going anywhere. So for anybody who's like, why does he do this every day with the previews? And because there's a part of the community that wants that. And I do think it's enjoyable to take a preview look at things. And I try to change up who's on the board every day. And there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.